Buenos nachos, damas y caballeros. Today I'm doing a little trip to a small colonial town called Barichara, which is about 35 minutes or thereabouts from San Gil. And this is an old colonial style town that's being preserved as best as they can. And I think this is the third time that I've been here. And behind me you can't see it too well yet, but that's the old cathedral. And there's not really a whole lot to do here in Barichara itself, unless you like shopping and going into stores. But basically what I'll be doing is I'll be showing you around the little town, and it's a really nice way to get out of San Gil, have a cheap day, if you will. It costs 6,000 pesos, 6,000 pesos to get here on the bus, which is only about $2.40 Canadian, $2 US, so very cheap. It'll be the same going back, obviously. Further up the road down that way, I'm in the Central Plaza right now. There's actually a canyon, and so eventually I'll take a wander up to that canyon. And when I was here in the past, I took some photos of a waterfall, so I'm gonna see if I can find that waterfall again. It was kind of cool, but really stinky because somewhere up creek, I guess, they were dumping garbage, and it was really smelly, so that was a little bit disappointing. But anyway, I'll see if I can find it and show you the canyon. And the other thing that I want to do today is to see if I can find a place that has a nice traditional lunch that's really specific to this area. Because in Colombia, you'll find that each region, each department does have a variance in the foods that they eat, depending on, of course, where they are in altitude. Naturally, they're going to eat foods that are available to them in the area, especially in the past in particular, before all the transport became available. And so Barichara is actually a little bit higher up. It was pretty much uphill all the way to get here, so the climate is really nice. I'm not going to call it cool, but compared to other parts of Colombia, this is actually a little bit cool. But to me, it's perfect. It feels like it's around 20 Celsius, and I'm in the shade though. Once I get out into the sun, it's going to be a little bit warmer. So it's really nice temperature, very comfortable for walking around. So I'm going to start by wandering around. I saw an information place down that way, so I think I'll head down there and see if they can maybe give me some good information, maybe a little bit of history on Barichara. So vamos, let's go. Okay, so I'm at the information center right now, and ¿cómo se llama? Lina. I'm here with Lina, and Lina works here in the information center, and I couldn't believe it, but she didn't know how old the city or the town was, so she had to look it up on the internet. But she's going to just tell us really quickly a little bit about Barichara. Lina, por favor, cuéntame un poco sobre este pueblito muy hermoso.
Muchas gracias. Sí, Barichara fue creado en 1702. En este momento tiene 318 años. Barichara, nuestro gentilicio es patiamarillos por el color de la tierra, ¿sí? Acá en Barichara tenemos muchas actividades, como es el barro, o más conocido como la arcilla, lo que es tejeduría en pique o en otro material como la hoja de plátano seco. Tenemos también los canastos Don Nico, que también son muy representativos de Barichara, pero lo que nos caracteriza realmente es que Barichara geográficamente está sobre una meseta, que es la parte alta del municipio.
¿Y el nombre del cañón es?
De acá se alcanza a ver el río Suárez.
Río Suárez. Sí. Y hay un pueblito muy pequeño
Un corregimiento que se llama Guane.
Guane.
Y Guane tiene historia, tiene un museo y es representativo el sabajón y también la chicha, que es una crema de maíz.
¿Y cuántos minutos para caminar a Guane?
Caminando es 1 horita y media, 2 horas, para tener un tiempo, caminarlo, poder ver y tomar sus fotos.
Bueno, muchas gracias.
Con mucho gusto. Les esperamos en Barichara.
Bueno, gracias. I scared Lina away. She's running away from me. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, though. I scare all the women like that. Anyhow, she was just telling me about, I was just asking her about a restaurant that has food traditional of the area, and she told me about a place called El Puntal right by the main square. And the real reason she had to run off is because she had a meeting. I kind of had to coax her into doing a little talk about the town back there because she was in a bit of a hurry. I guess I held her up a little bit, so now she's running to her meeting. But I don't know why she's running to the meeting, because we're on Colombia time. You just kind of show up whenever you feel like it. That's how it seems, at least. Anyhow, so I'm gonna check out this restaurant that she's telling me about pretty soon, as it's about 11:30. Here's some of the Jeeps that take people on little adventures. This one's done up quite nicely. It says US Army on it. Nice paint job, actually. This is the more traditional kind of a little bus with Colombian colors. This is very beautiful and colorful. Tour del Café. Via Tour Barichara. So I don't know, I presume that they just do a little bit of a tour through the town and talk about some of the history of Barichara. And here's a better clear view of the small cathedral, which doesn't look like it's open right at the moment. As you can see, a popular spot for people to take some photos. Again, this is the main Plaza Principal. Quite a few people here today, which I guess I shouldn't really be surprised, because it is Christmas holiday time. Let's see who this fellow over here is. Well, kind of hard to read this book, so I don't know, it'll have to remain a mystery. Hey everyone, I'm getting a little bit hungry, so it's time for some lunch. And so I'm at the place that Lina from the information booth recommended. And so I'm at El Puntal. And I'm here with one of the guys who works here, Juan Camilo. So Juan Camilo speaks really good English, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the restaurant and the food that they have here, which is nice and traditional. Go ahead, Juan Camilo.
Okay, so here in the restaurant we have traditional food directly from Barichara and Santander. The specialty of the house is carne oreada, which is a dry meat that is cooked in the parrilla, we call here, and it's very traditional from here. It has a lot of history in Santander, and everybody knows it here. We also have sobrebarriga. It's a special cut from the cow, where it's the upper part of the stomach. It's a very soft meat and very tasty. We have also traditional soups. We have, for example, on Sundays, we have sancocho con chorota. It's a very typical plate from here. It has chorotas. Chorotas are like empanadas, but they are cooked inside the soup when it's prepared, so they are very tasty. We have also the mute santanderiano. It's very delicious, and it's a very thick soup, if I could say so, because it has a banana. Very different type of banana.
Banana or plantain?
Plantain, yeah.
Gotcha.
Plátano. Yes. It has corn, it has beans, it has rice, it has chicken. It is full, very full with all the stuff in here. Yeah. We also have breakfast. We have a desayuno santanderiano. There is you can choose between caldo of eggs or ribs from the pork and a piece of meat. It's traditional from here that people eat meat in the breakfast.
Okay, so you mentioned something about the stomach of the cow. That could scare some people because we're not used to in Canada eating the stomach of the cow. So I've had it here in soup and it was really, really chewy. It's like pasta that wasn't very cooked.
Yeah.
So tell me you guys do something different here so it's a little bit more...
Well, it's not actually the stomach, it's the upper part, the meat that is up of the stomach.
Okay.
So it's a very soft meat.
Oh, it is meat then?
It's meat, yeah. It's like butter meat.
Oh, okay.
And it's really tasty. Although it's a little, it has a little fat in it.
Sure.
But it's part of the flavor.
Yeah, for sure. I've had the stomach, like I said, and it's very chewy, but there is really no flavor to the stomach, but he just explained that it really isn't stomach, it's above the stomach. So that's all good.
Yeah. We also have traditional drinks. We have chicha, it's like fermentation of corn, and we have guarapo. It's agua panela. Did you know agua panela?
See.
Yeah, it's the fermentation of agua panela.
Oh, okay.
And it's very tasty. A British guy came here like 2 weeks ago, and he said it tasted like vinegar.
Oh yeah.
But for Colombian people, for people here in Santander, it tastes delicious. It's like cultural. Kids from 12 years old, 13 years old drink that, and it's an alcoholic drink actually.
Right. And you like it?
I like it, yes.
And you live here in Barichara?
I live here in Barichara, yes. I'm currently studying in Bogota, but due to the pandemic, I'm doing it here virtually. But I'm from here, Barichara. I've been living here for the last 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Born where?
I was born in the capital, Bogota.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Thanks very much for the information.
Okay.
Very helpful. And I hope some of you watching this will be able to come to Barichara someday. It's a beautiful, peaceful, safe little town. I've been here twice before and I love it here, so come on over to Barichara. Gracias. Goodbye. He's going to tell us these are some famous people from
here. It's a very famous guy. He's a truck driver.
Yeah.
His name is Barragan because of the belly. Here we say, to the belly we say barriga, so Barragan.
El Gordo?
Yeah, El Gordo, yeah. Kind of like that.
Yeah, he looks like he should be a professional wrestler.
We have a professor of basketball who taught here a long time ago. He was very famous, everybody knew him.
Yeah.
He had like this big
afro, yeah.
Yeah, and that was like his most distinctive characteristic.
Yeah.
We have here, this is the guy, he's been working in the church for about 50 years. My mother, who was from here, she remembers her when she was a little girl.
Oh yeah.
He's been playing the bells every noon for the last 60 years.
Yeah.
Here, it's a guy that he already died, but he was one of the first that opened a bar that has like a billar, a pool table.
Oh, okay.
Here, he was a very famous barber. He cut, I think, like the hair of almost everyone here. So he was very famous. He knew all the stories. But he passed away, I think, a few years ago. Well, I actually don't know her, but I know her. Okay. She was a very famous lady. Yeah. She used to live actually 1 block away from me. She was, well, a regular lady, worked normal, but as she was so like. She never left here. She was only here in Barichara all the life from his entire life. So she was well known.
And do you know how old was she?
He died like 3 years ago. She was like 97.
97. Okay.
She is a lady that works in the Aquileo Parra's house.
Okay.
Aquileo Parra was a president from Colombia in about the 1900s, and she works in her house. She made things made out of pique. Pique is like a tela, like rope
Oh, okay.
like strings that
Yeah.
we make bags with it.
Okay.
Here it's a guy we call the king, El Rey.
El Rey.
It's very distinctive because of his style. He always wears that like a square hat, and he has like this big beard, and it's very sociable with the people. So and he's been there since I have memory. So it's
But
very
he's
authentic.
gone too. He's passed away.
No, he's alive.
Still alive?
He's still
Oh, okay.
alive, yeah. And this guy, he was from the markets, a very famous marketer from the market. Here in Barichara, all the Sundays is like the market day. So everybody comes to the market and buy their souvenirs for the entire week. So he used to work there, and he sell pintos, coffee.
Coffee.
So very famous guy. And those two I actually don't knew, but I think they're famous.
But they're no longer
They're-
alive either.
No, I think he's alive.
He's alive.
She's alive.
Yeah.
She's alive. He's my neighbor.
Oh, okay. El
He's alive,
Gordo.
and he's alive.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
This is the inside of the restaurant. It's quite large. That's the bar over there. There's my new friend. A couple little seats outside. And this is just the upper area. There's the stairs going down to the lower area, which there's more seating down there. And I think that I'm going to sit outside where there's a nice little breeze in the fresh air. Okay, so he just convinced me to try more of a local traditional drink. So can you tell me again what that was?
Well, here we have the tamarindo. Tamarindo, it's like a fruit. It's a very strong fruit, not for everybody. It's acidic, and it has a very distinctive flavor of I don't know how to say it.
I guess I'll find out.
Yeah,
I'll try to
you should find
describe
out.
it after I have it.
Okay.
Okay, gracias. Here's my view from outside. Some nice big puffy clouds. You'll figure there'll probably be some spectacular sunset. I don't have my good camera with me, but I get tired of lugging my camera around, to be quite honest. My drink has arrived, so let's give this a little try. It's good. Very good. Yeah, I like it. I'm just trying to decide how I can describe it to you. I'd say there's it's almost the most similar thing that I can say it is closest to is kiwi. But of course not exactly like kiwi, but it is similar. So it's really, really delicious. Not too sweet, it's just right. And the meal has arrived. So it's very basic, obviously. Got some yuca, arepa, ensalada, y el carne, the meat. Arepa is very traditional for Colombia. Looks like it's made out of maize, corn, and looks like it's got some carrot, onion, and avocado and tomato in the little salad. So not a big meal, but hopefully it tastes good. And here we go. Very nice flavor to it. It's almost like the consistency of liver. That's good. I like it. Again, it's very basic, salted. A little bit of herbs on it, it looks like, but I don't know, there's some kind of a little bit of a sauce. Very salty. The arepa. Basically like the arepa I have at the restaurant right next to the hotel, so nothing special about the yuca or arepa, but at least I can now say that I tried the special meat on this area that's typical. I probably mention that you can get the smaller version, smaller portion, or a larger portion. And so, in all fairness, this is a smaller portion, and the cost of this is going to be 16,500 pesos, I think. So this will be about $6 Canadian, 5-ish US. The larger portion would have been 22,500, which would be about $9. This, I think, is for extra. It didn't come with the meal, just so that you know. So, in comparison to the place where I eat next door, which is 10,000 pesos, where you get a big plate of food and a big pitcher of limonada. This isn't as much food for almost double the price. Well, more than double the price, actually. But again, I want to try traditional things when I'm in an area like this, so you guys know what the traditional food is and how it is. So sometimes I don't mind splurging a little bit extra. All right, I'm all fed up now. Feel full. Now I'm going to go look for the waterfall, and I'm heading up this direction. I'm right by the Parque Principal. Where I just ate was right on the corner right there. And now I'm heading up the hill. Hopefully, I remember where I'm going, through the canyon. And if I meet any interesting people on the way, I'll check in with you. And hopefully we'll find the waterfall. Looks like there's a art museum here. Nice and quiet up this way. Guess we're into more of a just a purely residential area. It's kind of even older than the other area as well. Beautiful rolling mountains in the background. The beautiful canyon. I don't know if you can see the birds gliding up in the air or not, but it seems like it's a spot that they like. Looks really nice down there where the river is, but I don't think I'll be getting down that far. I basically need to, I don't know how far, it might actually be a bit of a ways, come to think of it. But I need to start heading over that way there to find the waterfall. And I honestly can't remember how far it is, so it could be, for all I remember, 3 kilometers, maybe more even. Gotta love the beautiful flowers. La Mirador.
Antes de que apenas agarre allí la curva, así 4 calles, la bajita destapada, y a la derecha la carretera, y a 100 metros, colocamiento por la izquierda.
Beautiful old truck. I was just going to show you this color of the earth here, how orange it is. or I guess more accurate to say Sienna? I forget now. Oh, here's some nice pretty flowers. Beautiful. I like it. Well, this might be something interesting for me to check out that I haven't been to before. Caminos del Lenjerque. I don't know how you pronounce that. It's actually a German name apparently. So it says here in English, stone paths among native vegetation are the scene that displays the work of German settler Giovanni Lenjerque. I'm sure that's being pronounced totally wrong, but in the 19th century, this leader of expeditions determined the birth of engineering and architecture in this area of the provincial Department of Santander. Every day, hundreds of tourists and locals walk these paths, visible in several parts of the municipality. They are considered an attraction that is an important part of Santander's history. All right, well, let's check it out then. Guane. Well, we'll take a quick wander and we'll just see what there is to see. I'm not quite sure if this is, it said something about Guane, so I don't know if this is a, I didn't think this was the path to Guane, so I'm a little confused. Another nice view. I don't know, possibly this route is another route to Guane, because I definitely know that when I went there before I was not by the steep ledge. Sorry for the wind, but it can't be helped. But one thing I do remember about that walk to Guane, which Lena said was approximately an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending how fast you walk. It was very rough. So although there are obviously these stones, you definitely have to watch where you're going. And you wouldn't want to be wearing high heels on this path for sure. So I left my high heels at home. That's a joke. This scene's kind of nice. You can see the church down there. I definitely know I'm on the right track because I remember this from before. What I find kind of interesting actually is that VW van over there. I'd be really curious to know how costly they are down here, because in Canada, in my area, they're super popular, but absolutely ridiculously expensive. That one I walked by, it looked like it had the innards taken out, like the fridge if it had one, I guess. And so that would take away from the value. But if that one there back in Canada had everything in it, I think it's 16,000 Canadian right off the bat, and up, if it's in really good condition. 16 is rough condition. Well, this is kind of interesting. It's kind of a little outdoor theater style place. I don't see the door to get in there, so let's get a little bit clearer view here. Yeah. There we go. Well, looks like if I'm going to find the waterfall again, I'm going to have to earn it. I just asked the girls in green that work here. They didn't even know what I was talking about. They didn't know anything about a waterfall. So I asked the other fellow where the route is, the road to Guane, which I know it's along that road. So he said derecha, and then derecho, so straight and then right. We shall see. I think that I'm starting to figure it out, but it's going to be a pretty big effort, I think. You can barely see the road over there on the side of the cliff. So I think I'd actually have to walk way back to there. And I don't know exactly how I missed the road where it started, because I remember I walked along the road the entire way on the way back from the waterfall. And then you can't really see it too good from here, but that's the road down there. So that's quite a ways down, so that's an effort on its own. And I presume that little path that I was on not too long ago was probably a footpath down to that, but I just can't remember how far the waterfall was. It could be way over there for all I remember. So anyway, I'm gonna walk back and see if I can figure out where that is, and then ask somebody if they know how far it is from there. If it's too far, I'm gonna have to say forget it. I mean, it's not a spectacular waterfall or anything, so it wouldn't be a big deal to miss it. But well, I found the road. Little shortcut down to it. So I'm trying to piece together some clues, and my guess is that it's not going to be super far, because the road goes down to valley level, not too far down there, so it has to be on this upper level. And I just don't recall walking a super long way back to, oh, this is getting a little rough here. Slippery, muddy there. Whoa! Right into some barbed wire. I haven't been paying attention. Anyhow, I am on the road. And I know for sure that I will recognize the spot where I need to go once I see it down here. So here's hoping that it's not too far. Like I say, I've got 5 hours or so, well no, maybe 4, to look around. Using the umbrella because even though it's cloudy, because we're a little bit up in elevation, it will get to my piel blanco, my white skin, pretty quickly if I'm out in the sun like this all day. Got a roadblock here. These big don't want to scare them, but it's okay. You're okay there. So I think I see the route. See that house down there? That path? That might be it there. But if it's not, I'm not walking any further. Okay, so here's what's going down. See this path here? That would have saved me time if I would have gone down that path. That was that path that I was at earlier that had that German guy's name. So now at least I'll know to go back that way. So I think that I'm going to be fairly right, that it's going to be around 3 kilometers walk. Holy smokes, look at this old beastie. Let's see what this sign says here. This is probably Camino Real Barichara to Guane. Okay. Construction 1864. Holy moly. Reconstructed for the Institut National in 1996. So now, am I supposed to go down here? Or am I supposed to keep going down the road? Because I don't remember going on this path before. So I'm going to keep going on the road to where I think I should be going. Actually, no, I'm not going to go along the road. Because if I'm right about where I'm going, then this should run right into it. Maybe be a little bit shorter. Well, this has to be it. I have to confess, this doesn't look like I kind of remember, though. What I kind of remembered, with emphasis on the kinda, yeah, I don't know. Looks like I could see somebody's house. Hopefully I'll see somebody down here. But what I kind of remember is walking along and seeing a view the entire way. But maybe that's up ahead. Hopefully I'll see somebody and be able to get some confirmation so I don't have to waste too much time if I'm going the wrong way. Well, that wasn't it. Just came to a dead end at that house that I showed you from up there. And I can see a couple of little girls there and they're going, who the heck is this gringo? So they scoot off into the house, and then the son, he looked like he's only about 12 years old. He came out and he's asked me, you know, they're nice. He was nice. Asked me what I'm looking for, and he didn't know anything about the waterfall either, which is really strange because it's definitely nearby. I don't think I was hallucinating when I went to it before. Alright, this is getting to be when you have to start doing double walks going the wrong way, that's when it starts to be a bit of a drag, but we'll walk a little bit further. That's it. I have a bad feeling that it must be way over there because that's the only place where there's any drops. There's no place where it could be over here, so that's another 2 kilometers. Ugh. I think I can actually see the start of it right over there though. Right to the right of the camera. Well, at this point I'm just doing the old Guane trail, hoping that I run into where I want to go. I've run into already a couple groups of people walking along it, but if nothing else, I'm just going to think of this kind of as a pilgrimage walk, you know. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie El Camino with what's his name, Estevez, Emilio Estevez's dad. That's kind of a neat show, especially if you're into, you know, spirituality, which is a story about, I can't remember why he did it, but I think it, oh, I remember now. He I think he wanted to throw his son's ashes, son obviously passed away, at this particular spot, and so he was driven to do the pilgrimage walk in Spain, I believe it is, which actually does exist. And so that's what the movie is about, just his little adventure. And of course he was a little bit older, and so it was a little bit difficult for him because it's quite a walk. Although I don't think he is any younger than I am. There's some cows grazing away over here, which, as I always say, this is the way it's supposed to be, eating natural food. Smart cows in Colombia. Alright, I'm crossing the road. I'm doing the route that I pointed out a little while ago. You probably can't tell from this angle, but it's pretty steep, and I expect it's going to be like that most of the way, but I'm pretty sure it'll be a lot quicker. So once again, it's just good exercise. I'm going to think of it that way. But thank goodness I have some water. You probably recognize this spot, so that wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a little bit steep, but it took me less than 20 minutes to get back up here. So I think at this point I'm just gonna wander around a little bit more, see if I can find any decent photos. Then I'll wander back to the main square, and then I'll probably head back to San Gil. There's a nice bright yellow truck I saw earlier. Chevrolet Apache. It's pretty cool. Looks in pretty darn good shape too. Very nice. Interesting to know how much something like that's worth. Okay guys and gals, it's about 4 o'clock now. I think I'm going to wrap things up for today. Get back in the town square now. I'm going to go see if that's the bus going to San Gil. And if it is, I'm going to get on that one. It's getting a little bit windy now, so hopefully that doesn't ruin the ending here. But again, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider subscribing, giving a thumbs up. And I guess that's about it for now from Barichara. Hopefully you got a better idea for what this little town is about. Nice, clean, safe, friendly people. So what more can you want? So until next time, hasta los tacos.